everyone, welcome back to the Handmade Homestead and Garden. I'm Angela Allen, and today we are going to talk about how to build a year-round garden-to-table pantry for your family. Let's go. A sustainable pantry is just a continuous harvest from your garden. It's eating fresh and preserving the rest. And when you transform that fresh produce into canned goods, frozen goods, or other staples, you provide a diverse and well-stocked pantry for your family that can be used year-round. And never or rarely needing to buy produce items from the grocery store is a completely achievable goal for all of us. And as I work through my morning kitchen chores here, I'm just going to give you some pointers, and I'm going to show you, or at least tell you, how you can build a well-stocked pantry that will ensure that your family can live on a garden-to-table lifestyle every single day of the year. It's really not hard. It is a continuing effort. It is something that you have to pay attention to daily, but it can save you a lot of money on your budget. It can ensure healthy foods for your family, and it can also minimize waste, which we all know can be very expensive. So first, decide for yourselves what your goal should be. Do you want to be 50% garden to table, 80%, or even 90 or 100%? Some families leave room for outside produce for items that they don't grow. For my family, that would be things like bananas or fresh coconut, or some fruits. We don't grow a ton of fruits on our little third of an acre garden spot, so we do have to buy those items at the store. Though our pantry, and then I say pantry, I do mean dehydrated foods and frozen foods as well as canned, does provide about 70% of the food that we eat. There's always some items that we're not going to have here that we do need to buy. And I want you to know that sustainability is absolutely personal. You don't have to be self-sustainable in everything. Just be self-sustainable in one thing. And once you've mastered that for your family, you can make it 2 or 3 or more. And the same goes for your pantry. You can start with just canning jams and jellies for your family and not buying that item. Or you can start with dehydrating foods, or you can start with just getting an idea of how to stock your family well in your freezers or your cupboards with dry goods like beans and peas and rice and pasta and other grains. No matter where you start where you want to start, and you just build from there, and everybody can do that. I would really encourage you to be benefit driven. Choose the items, choose the ideas that meet your lifestyle and that you feel will most benefit your family. Now, I'm going to give you my 15 top ideas. Some I'll talk about a little more than others. Some are pretty self-explanatory, but it's just to give you a framework for what you can do to individualize this for your own situation. When it comes to your garden, grow what you love. You can get a lot of food in a very small space, but it's not going to help you even if you have a huge garden if you grow a lot of food that your family does not want to eat. Not only should you grow what you love, grow the things that are going to help you most with your food bill. In the wintertime, fresh peppers are so expensive, especially if you buy the colored peppers like the yellow and reds and orange ones. But if you've got a freezer full of those, that's going to save you money on your grocery bill. So grow the things that are expensive. That's going to help bring your grocery bill down the most. Grow the things that you love to eat. Grow the things that you already have ideas of how to preserve, or are willing to learn the idea of how to preserve certain things. It won't help you to have a garden full of eggplants if you have no idea what to do with those other than eggplant parmesan or making a big pot of baba ganoush. You're going to have a bunch of eggplants, that you want to preserve for your family for year-round use, you better have an idea of how you're going to preserve them, or at least be motivated to learn some new ways and new recipes. So besides growing what you love and eating what you love, you want to make sure that what you can freeze, dehydrate, freeze dry, or whatever, that you do that with just the foods that you love. And don't be afraid to try new things. And that comes with growing in your garden too. Just because you can buy green beans and plant them in a row doesn't mean you have to plant purple green beans in another row and yellow green beans in another row. If you're like me and you like variety, just take a bunch of seeds that are green, yellow, and purple, mix them up in a bag, and plant the whole row with all of those different colors. Just make sure that they mature close to the same time so that you won't have big gaps when you're picking them. And then when you pick these big bowlfuls of multicolored beans to store, you are going to be so happy every time you eat them, throwing them in the freezer, and next winter when you eat them, you'll be happy then too. So don't be afraid to try new things. Absolutely, I would encourage you to try new things and try new methods of growing and new methods of fertilizing and new varieties and absolutely new vegetables you've never tried before. Just don't plant a whole garden until you know that you really like those. And when it comes to canning those things for your pantry shelves, I would encourage you to plan to can a variety of flavors. Nobody needs 70 jars of dilly beans and 50 jars of garlic pickles unless you really, really love those items. If you have a really big family, you're going to can more of each flavor. If you have a smaller family, you're going to can fewer jars of each flavor, and you're going to try multiple different flavors of things so that you have the most variety on your pantry shelves. And while you have all of your canning tools out and about, consider leaving them handy. Try making small batch canning a part of your everyday life. With small batch canning, you can smaller amounts of things on a regular basis. And the thing is about small batch canning, you'll get more on your shelves and you'll absolutely have less waste in your kitchen. And if you develop friendships with other homesteading families in your community, consider doing trades. If you happen to grow a lot of green beans, like I always do, and your friend in your community happens to grow a lot of zucchini, maybe you can trade some of those items with them, get some of that stuff canned and on your shelves without having to buy it from the supermarket, and you both win in that situation. It boosts your variety and it boosts their variety, and it gives you more room to grow other things that you really enjoy or to try something new. And if something you can turns out not to be your family favorite, like for us, it's the ball calico corn recipe and the peach salsa recipes, try new recipes of your own. Try new ways to use those items up. So you don't have to make them again, but you really could try to use the stuff that you have on your shelves. Or, again, find somebody in your community that really likes those items and see if you can work out a trade with something that they've canned that you do enjoy. So just try to stick with that motto, first made, first used, and you'll be all right. Do home canned items have an expiration date? Well, they do, but the 18 months that it says in a lot of recipes and says on the seal guarantee of most jar lids, well, that's debatable, and you're going to just have to use your best judgment to decide if something's still worthy of eating. Things that remain sealed that are on your shelves for a longer period of time, as long as the seal isn't broken, the quality looks good, smells good, is it safe to eat, it is most likely safe to eat. It might lose a little quality, a little color over time, but the food safety shouldn't be an issue. Use your best judgment with that. Trust your own senses, and you'll be okay. And if you have questions, there are lots of online forums where people are more than happy to help you. And not everything in your pantry shelves has to come directly from your kitchen. Some convenience foods are really helpful to have on hand, like powdered milk. I like the Lido brand, but there are others. Canned fish and canned meat products are sometimes helpful to have and not very expensive, and they have a long shelf life too. Don't forget to stock water. Store long terms correctly for things like squashes, potatoes, and onions, and there's plenty of information online for how to best store them in your climate or whatever situation you have available. Dry goods in bulk like pasta, rice, grains, sugar, salt, beans, those kind of things. Those are pantry staples that you'll want to stock up when you can find sales and savings opportunities, especially when you buy in bulk. The key to your pantry is to strive not for a year's worth of food, but for year-round food use. Your pantry really should be like your home grocery store. You should have a working pantry upstairs or near your kitchen, and then a storage or long-term pantry elsewhere. And you don't have to store food all in one place or in your basement, and you don't need a cold room. You just need space. For some people in small living conditions, that could be a cardboard box full under your bed. And please let me know if there's anything I forgot. If you're new here, I want to welcome you to our little homesteading community and tell you that you are most welcome. We always enjoy questions and comments. People are great about participating. We do maintain a feed in the community page if you want to check that out. It's almost like a Facebook page where you can post comments and background stuff, and I do participate in posting daily, so I'm always happy to read your comments there too. If you've been here with me for a little while, thank you so much. Your support, your participation, your shared experiences really, really mean a lot to me. Well, thank you again for joining me today. Well, we talked about how to build a sustainable garden-to-table year-round pantry for your family's security and self-sustainability, and just for peace of mind and budget consciousness in this economy. It's really helpful to be able to grocery shop from your pantry stores. And if you find this content helpful, please like and subscribe. It helps so much with the algorithm, and we are actively trying to grow, and we so appreciate your support. If you have any questions or comments, please absolutely write those below. I am always happy to talk with you, share experiences and information. I learned so much from this community, and you guys are just the bomb, and you are so appreciated by us. So thank you very much, and I will see you next time. Take care.